Ahoj, vítám vás u dalšího videa o Kristově komunitě, jsme opět na kempu a mám tady Andrewa, který je spolu s Joeym, dá se říct, jedním z hlavních pracovníků nebo vyslanců apoštola tady v Evropě. A já jsem ho požádal, aby řekl nějakou duchovní zprávu o tom, jak on chápe celý ten náš smysl toho, co tady jsme a proč jsme, dá se říct, učedníci věčného světla. Takže nechám mluvit jeho. Okay.
Hi, well, I'm really pleased to be able to share with you and just spend a few minutes sharing some things which are very important to me in my life. Over this past year or more, I've been trying to think what is most important to me and what I think is most important for the community of Christ to be doing in the world. And I think that could be summed up in one very short sentence. And that sentence is that we are called to be like Jesus. I believe that every one of us has a calling to be a disciple. And as a disciple, we are called to follow Jesus' example and to try to be as much as possible like Jesus was in his life. If we want to be like Jesus, it's not about being who we thought Jesus is or who we thought Jesus should be. We need to spend time studying the scriptures and learning the things that Jesus did, the things that Jesus said, the way that Jesus acted. Jesus, in all aspects of his life, always stood up for those who were oppressed. The world's in desperate need of peace at the moment, and I think that we can look to Jesus to see what it really means to be a peacemaker. Jesus was a very political character, a person who, when he saw people hurting, he stood up for them, and even if that meant upsetting other people, because he wanted to do what was right for God's children. So two stories particularly come to my mind. The first one is of when Jesus blessed the children. Jesus had a very busy day, and when parents tried to bring their children to Jesus, the disciples tried to turn them away. In the culture at that time, children were not seen to be important. But Jesus stopped the disciples. Jesus asked the disciples to bring the children to them. And I can imagine Jesus taking a child and holding the child up in the air and saying, "Look at this. This is a child of God. And God loves this child as much as he loves everyone." And that's the call for us if we're to be like Jesus, to look at everyone as a child of God and to love them. The other story that comes to mind is when Jesus was travelling through Samaria and he went to a well, and there was a woman and he asked her for a drink. It might seem to us a very simple action, but in that one simple question, Jesus broke so many rules of his culture. He was talking to a woman. He was talking to a stranger. He was talking to a foreigner. Women were, again, should have been avoided by Jewish people. The Jews hated the Samaritans. This woman had been married 5 times before and was living with someone who wasn't her husband. And Jesus knew this. She was an outcast even in her own society. And yet Jesus saw through all these things and saw her as a child of God. And he asked her for a drink. Not only did he do that, but it's to this woman that he first declares that he is the Messiah, the chosen one. Once again, Jesus is showing that we need to be loving to all people. So I think that's the call for us as disciples. The call is to be like Jesus in every aspect of our lives. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's very hard, but we need to respect the worth of all people, and that's what I feel my calling is as a minister of Community of Christ.
Skvělý, thank you. Tak to bylo úžasný a skutečně vemte si z toho to hlavní. Ježíš byl ten, který nebál se překračovat společenský pravidla, aby pomohl lidem. A to je to sdělení. So thank you.
Okay, thank you.